Let's study the next problem. An object takes 5 seconds to reach the ground from a height of 5 meters on a planet. What is the value of small g on the planet? So my dear student, here we have to find the acceleration due to gravity, that is the value of small g on a planet when an object takes 5 seconds to reach on the ground from a height of 5 meters on that planet. So my dear student, here let's write the data which is given to us. An object takes 5 seconds. So time is given to us, that is 5 seconds. To reach on the ground from a height is also given to us, that is 5 meters. My dear student, here we can consider the distance covered by the body as S is equal to 5 meters. Now my dear student, here time and the distance covered by the body is given to us. My dear student, we know one kinematical equation in which the relationship between time and the position of an object is given, and this kinematical equation is S is equal to ut plus half at square. My dear student, this equation tells us the relationship between the position of an object and time. And here, if you carefully observe, we are given the distance covered by the body and the time. So this kinematical equation we can easily use. My dear student, as the body is falling vertically downward, so acceleration will be there, and this acceleration will be acceleration due to gravity. So this equation we can write like this: S is equal to ut plus half. Here the acceleration A is acceleration due to gravity, so we can write g in place of A into t square. Here the body is falling vertically downwards, therefore A will become G. Here, as the body is falling vertically downwards, U will become 0. So my dear student, now we can write S is equal to, in place of U, we can write 0 into T plus half gt square. So S is equal to 0 into T means 0. So S is equal to half GT we can easily write. Now my dear student, here we have to find acceleration due to gravity. So what we will do, we will take 2 to the other side of equation. This will become twice S is equal to G and T will write as it is. Now my dear student, here we will keep G as it is and twice S as it is, and T square will take to the other side of the equation. So we will get twice S upon T square is equal to G. Now my dear student, here we have arranged in such a way that we get the formula to find acceleration due to gravity, and here my dear student, we will try to find acceleration due to gravity by this formula. So G is equal to twice S upon T square we can write is equal to 2 into S is given to us, that is 5 meter upon T is given to us, that is 5 second. T square is given, so we will write square. So G is equal to 2 into 5 meter upon 5s square we can write. G is equal to 2 into 5 meter upon 5 square is 5 5s are 25, and x square will write x square. So my dear student, here now we can write G is equal to 5 2s are 10 upon 25 meter per second. Let's try to divide it. 25 zeros are 0 minus 10, we'll take point, we'll add 0. 25 fours are 100 minus 0 0. So G is equal to 0.4 meter per second is the answer. My dear student, this is acceleration, and acceleration is 0.4 meter per second. Therefore, we got the answer, and we can write the value of G. The value of G on the planet will be 0.4 meter per second square. Let's try to solve the next problem. Let's study the next problem. A stone on a bridge on a river falls into the river. My dear student, here one situation is given to us. In this situation, it is said a stone which is on the bridge falls into the river. If it takes 3 seconds, so time is given to reach the surface of the water. Find the velocity of the stone at the instant it touches the surface of the water, and the height of the bridge from the surface of the water is asked to us. My dear student, in this situation, a stone which is on a bridge, on a river, falls into a river. The time is given to us. If it takes 3 seconds to reach the surface of the water, then find the velocity of the stone at the instant it touches the surface of the water is asked to us, and the height of the bridge from the surface of the water is asked to us. Now my dear student, first we will write out the information which is given to us. My dear student, here time is given to us, that is 3 seconds. And my dear student, we all know the acceleration due to gravity, that is the value of small g, and g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. Now my dear student, here time is given to us and the velocity of the stone is asked. So my dear student, again here we have studied the three kinematical equation. Here time is given to us and velocity is asked. So we have a kinematical equation which gives us the relationship between velocity and time. And this kinematical equation is V is equal to U plus AT. My dear student, here time is given to us and velocity is asked to us. So we can take the use of this kinematical equation which tells us the relationship between velocity and time. Here the stone is falling vertically downwards. So we know that U will be equal to 0 and A will be equal to G. So this equation now will become V is equal to U plus GT. V is equal to U is 0 plus GT we can write. So V is equal to GT will be the formula to find out the velocity. Now V is equal to G is given to us, that is 9.8 meter per second square into T, and T is given to us 3 seconds. So we can write, my dear student, V is equal to 9.8 into 3 into meter per second square into second. So my dear student, second will get cancelled. Now here we have V is equal to 9.8 into 3 meter per second. So my dear student, S will get cancelled. So V is equal to 9.8 8 into 3 meter per second we will get. Now here my dear student, we have to remove the decimal point. So we can put V is equal to 9.8 into 10 divided by 10 and into 3 we will write as it is. So V is equal to 98 into 3 upon 10 we can write, and here my dear student, V is equal to 98 into 3 we get 294 upon 10, and the unit will carry over, that is meter per second. Here also we can write meter per second, and here also we can write meter per second. So V is equal to 294 divided by 10 meter per second. So V is equal to 29.4 meter per second. So my dear student, here the velocity will be velocity of stone is equal to 29.4 meter per second. Now my dear student, the next thing which is asked to us in this problem is the height of the bridge from the surface of the water. Now my dear student, again here height is asked. Height means the distance traveled by the body. So again we have one kinematical equation which gives us the relationship between the position of the body or the displacement of the body or the distance traveled by a body in a time. So we have the relationship between the position of the body, the distance traveled by the body and time t. So we can take the use of that kinematical equation, and that is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now my dear student, here time is given to us and the height is asked to us, so we can take the use of this kinematical equation. As the stone is falling vertically down, then we can write u is equal to 0 and a will be equal to g, and therefore this equation will become S is equal to 0 into t plus half g t square. So S is equal to half g t square we will get. Now my dear student, here we are going to find S. S is equal to half into acceleration due to gravity, we know, that is 9.8 meter per second square into t square, and time is given to us, and time is what? 3 seconds, and we will put t square, so 3 seconds square we have to write. Now my dear student, S is equal to half into 9.8 into 3 3s are 9 we can write, into meter per second square into second square. So my dear student, second square get cancelled. So we have S is equal to 9.8 into 9 upon 2, and here we can write the unit that is meter. So S is equal to, now my dear student, here we have to remove the point and we can write 9.8 into 10 into 9 upon 2 into 10 m. My dear student, here in order to remove the point, we have multiplied the numerator and denominator by 10. So here we will get S is equal to 98 into 9 upon 20. So my dear student, here 98 into 9 we get is equal to, if we try to multiply 98 into 8, we get 882 upon 20, and if we try to divide 882 by 20, we get the answer as 44.1 meter. So my dear student, here S is equal to 44.1 meter. S is the displacement of the body in the time 3 seconds, and this displacement will be equal to the height of the bridge. So we can write S is equal to H, and it is 44.1 meter. Therefore, the height of the bridge will be 4.1 meter. This is the answer. Let's try to find the next answer. Let's study the next problem. A ball falls off a table and reaches the ground in 1 second. My dear student, here time is given and it is said a ball falls off a table and reaches the ground in 1 second. Here, my dear student, the ball is falling vertically downwards towards the ground and it takes 1 second. Assuming G as 10 meter per second. Now my dear student, acceleration due to gravity is given to us. Calculate the speed on reaching the ground and the height of the table. So my dear student, here we have to find the value of speed and the height of the table. Here my dear student, let's first write down what is given to us. Time is given to us. T is equal to 1 second. Acceleration due to gravity is given to us, that is G is equal to 10 meter per second. My dear student, here we have to find the speed on reaching the ground and the height of the table. When height is asked, we can consider the position or the distance traveled by the body. So, if we consider the second kinematical equation, then time and the position of the body can be easily find out. So, what is the kinematical equation? First we will write S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now my dear student, here the height is asked. So we can find out either the distance traveled by the body or the position of the body by a kinematical equation, that is S is equal to ut plus half at square. This equation gives us the relationship between S and t, that is the position of the body and the time. And now my dear student, here the ball is falling vertically downward. Therefore, A will become G, and we know that U will be equal to So we can write this equation in this way: S is equal to 0 into t plus half gt square. S is equal to half gt square. Now my dear student, here we are finding the displacement of the body. So we can write here S is equal to half into value of g is given, that is 10 meter per second square, into time is given, that is 1 second, and here our formula is S is equal to half into g into t square, so 1 square we have to write. So S is equal to half into 10 into 1 square is 1 into meter upon second square into 1 square is 1 and x square is x square. So my dear student, s square we can cut, and here we get S is equal to 10 upon 2 meter. S is equal to 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 10. So S will get 5 meter, and the distance traveled by the body will be equal to the height of the table. So S will be equal to h 5 meter. So my dear student, here we can write the height of the table is 5 meter. Now my dear student, the next thing which we have to find is speed, and speed is equal to velocity, and again my dear student, here we have one kinematical equation which will tell us the relationship between the velocity and the time, and that equation is v is equal to u plus at. My dear student, this equation tells us the relationship between velocity and time. Here the ball is falling vertically downwards. Therefore, u will be equal to 0 and a is equal to g. So this equation will become v is equal to 0 plus g into t. So v is equal to g t. So we can write v is equal to, g is given to us, that is 10 meter per second square, into time is given to us and time is 1 second. So my dear student, here second will get cancelled. So we have velocity is equal to 10 meter per second. Therefore, we can write the height of the table is 5 meter and the velocity of the ball will be 10 meter per second. Let's try to solve the next problem.